Welcome back to the Sidetrack'd podcast.
Oh my god. What are you talking about? We're really about to do this all over again.
Welcome back to Sidetrack'd. Today we have a special guest in the studio. Lorena's here.
Hello.
Today we're going to be talking about, just in general, all things having to do with living in your 20s. Like, it's been interesting. I haven't been 20 for a long time, but like, it's weird being adults. Like, when I look around and all my friends are turning 21 this year and stuff, but like, it's so weird that we were like literally just in high school. Like, I feel like I'm so grown, yet we have so much time. Like, I feel like I'm like rushing everything. Like, I want everything done right now, but like, I understand that I'm young. Like, I'm not wasting time.
Yeah. No, definitely. I 100% agree. Like, I just turned 21, like, not too long ago, and it's already been, like, such a roller coaster for me. Like, there's been already so many ups and downs since, like, June up to now, and it's just, like, it's been so crazy. I'm like, can we just, like, slow down a little bit? Take it slow?
Like, I feel like I get so stressed out. Like, I feel like I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that, and I, like, hate, like, it used to be this thing where, like, if I know everyone's going through it at the same time, like, it feels so much better, and it, like, makes me feel better about, like, where I am, but, like, I feel like a lot of people, specifically in my grade, are, like, struggling, like, to find out what they want to do, and it's, like, sad. Like, It doesn't make me feel better about not
definitely.
knowing.
I feel like when I was 20, I had kind of, like, the same issue. But, like, in high school, I was like, I'm going to go with this career, and I'm just going to stick with it, and I'm just going to go through college, get it done, whether I change my mind or not, because I can't afford that, because I'm a 21-year-old in college, like, broke as hell, can't afford anything, so just stick with it and go with it, because there's no other way for me.
The amount of times that I've, like, been like, what am I doing? Like, I need to switch. I have a major and 2 minors right now, because I can't fucking decide what I want to do. Like, it's just...
Seriously. Like, I'm majoring in elementary ed and English right now. Worst decision of my life. English, I'm good at it, but I hate it. I hate it. It's awful.
I was gonna try the school thing, but then I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I like children to a certain extent, but, like, in a school setting, you have... Like, you're in charge of these people. Like, they're gonna be adults one day, and... You shape them, and I could not do that. I could not. And then high schoolers fucking suck.
I know, that's why I'm like, I'm not teaching high school.
Like,
I'm not teaching middle schoolers. Middle schoolers are worse than high schoolers. I'm all set.
Absolutely.
Not
like, I would
doing
never...
it.
Because I'd end up, like, hitting children. Like, if I was in middle school, like, middle school children are demonic. I don't know what...
You have to have patience.
You really do. Like, I used to be, like, so annoyed with teachers who, like, hated their jobs in middle school, but it makes sense. It makes so much sense. Like, if you're getting that every single year and it's, like, 20 kids, it's usually, like, 20 kids who, like, are a problem. Like,
yep. There's so much to it. It's definitely hard, like, especially, like, with college now. It's, like, I have to get my homework done. I'm paying for this. I have to get it done. I'm almost there. I graduate next fall, and I'm just like, dude, when is this gonna end?
And, like, the only reason I did it is because what else am I gonna do? Like, I wasn't gonna graduate high school and start working because, like, I can't do, like, manual labor.
I know. I feel like we grew up in that era where it's like, you have to go to college. If you don't go to college, you're a bum.
But, like,
what are you doing?
Halfway through high school, they were all like, yeah, a college degree is now equivalent to a high school degree.
Literally.
And it's all like... So what do I do? Like, give me this information, but help me.
Yeah, I'm still in that mindset where it's like, you have to go to college. If you don't, what else are you going to do with your life? Like...
I didn't, like, I genuinely, and now that I'm getting closer to, like, the end of college, like, I'm still in the same place that I was, like, senior year of high school, where I'm like, I can't be an adult right now. Like, I can't be doing adult things. Like, I'm not. I'm, like, still a teenager. I don't care.
Like, my boyfriend is 23 now, and he's already at that stage in his life where he's like, I don't want to go to parties. I just want to stay home. Be an adult. And I'm like, what?
No, because
what does that even mean?
It's so weird, especially because, like, obviously, like, a lot of us have been drinking for a while, but it's like, people being sober before 21 is crazy.
I know.
Like, what are we doing? Like, it feels like everything's just, like, going so fast, but, like, technically we do have a lot of time on, like, Earth, like, at least until, like, maybe 80.
Which is literally, like, on the topic of that, too, with everything moving so fast, like, majority of my friends already have kids. Some of them are married. And I'm like, I'm 21. Yeah. Like, I want that, but not right now. Give me, like, another 3 years.
No, because, like, when I'm talking to Resort, he seems, like, so stressed out about, like, getting married and all this stuff, and I'm like, we're so young though, but then realistically, like,
we're not.
people are doing that, like,
Yeah.
in general, like, when my, like, parents were younger, obviously, people were getting married super, like, majority of people were getting married, like, in their 20s, like, right when 20 hit, but, like, now I feel like, I don't want to be getting married at 40 by any means.
No, me either.
But, like, I also can't get married right now, it's just, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, this seems like such a weird period of time where I have to be an adult, but also, like, I have nothing figured out at all.
No, same.
Like, it's so stressful.
It's like, I'm broke, I'm, like, paying for a car, I have to pay for school, and I'm like, I can't afford all this, and I barely have a steady job. Like, I work 4 days a week because I have to go to school, and I love my weekends off, so I'm not giving those up. I can't.
Literally, like, I'm going through, this is my third car, and I've only had my license for 3 years. It's ridiculous, because none of it has been my fault. Then I'm paying for school. I had to, like, freshman year I was working 2 jobs. That, in hindsight, good money.
Yeah.
I was loving it. I worked doubles on Mondays. I was working 7 days a week. But mentally, may have not been the best decision, because, like, it's so much to, like, be all, like, and my parents always, like, were telling me, like, oh, like, you're so young, like, why are you working so much? And it's all like, I'm not gonna be young forever. I need, like...
Like, I have no other choice.
It's so sad listening to, like, how much the world has changed. Like, you used to be, like, able to move out of your parents' house at, like, 18 and be okay with yourself. But, like, there's so many people who, like, can't afford to, like, live on their own until they're, like, 30.
Yeah.
And it's, like, sad. And, like, I saw, like, a podcast episode, and it was, like, this old fuck, like, talking to, like, someone who was younger, and he was like, oh, but, like, these kids these days, like, Gen Z, they don't want to, like, live with, like, a roommate to make... And it's all, like, that's not the issue. The issue is that you shouldn't be living with a roommate at 30 years old.
No.
Like, you should be fine, like...
Everything is just so expensive right now, and it's just, like, we can't even afford to breathe. And also with the roommate thing, I could not have a roommate for the life of me. I just couldn't do it. I like my space. I like my space neat and clean, and if I have someone living with me, I know that's not gonna happen.
It's just too much. Like, I can't... Especially in Massachusetts,
Oh, yeah.
too.
We're
Like, I don't know where I'm gonna live with him older, but it can't be here. I can't afford
we're just in a
it.
state full of weirdos.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
like, and it's such a weird... Like...
It is.
I just hate
really
Massachusetts. Like, I really do want to leave. Have no money. Like, I'll complain to, like, anyone who will listen about, like, hating Massachusetts. Like, a lot of my cousins live in, like, Minnesota and stuff. And, like, I just cannot... One, I can't imagine living there. That's disgusting. But, but like, I can't stand Massachusetts. And I personally, based on how I grew up here, I wouldn't want to raise my kids here. Like, if I was... Specifically Quincy. Let's just be clear.
Specifically Quincy. No, 100% agree.
Like,
100%.
I think that there may be towns in Massachusetts that might be better, but, like, specifically Quincy, probably will never raise my kids here because, you know, there's certain people in Quincy who their parents never left, their grandparents never left, and they're not going to leave, and they're going to raise their kids the same way.
Yep, and it's like, the thing is, we live in a city, it's not a small town, so why is that happening?
Yeah. Like,
you know?
They really are. It's very much incesty, but we're not going to talk about
Where would you go instead?
I was, for career-wise, like, because I'm thinking career and family are separate in my head right now, because I don't know if I want kids. That's not an issue right now.
Okay.
It's just, obviously, with the way the world's going, I don't know if I want to bring kids in the world. I've always wanted kids.
Yeah.
I've known that from a young age. But it is scary to bring children into the world right now.
No, definitely.
So, like, I do have 2 plans in my head. But for career-wise, I might want to go to either, like, I'm thinking just to stay in the same realm of what I already know. Like, I feel like I need to live in a place that's, like, similar to where I've grown up. But, like, I was thinking of moving to Cali, which is really, like, the thing is, whatever I do, I'm going to have to do it alone, which I do a lot of things alone, but that's a bigger decision. And, like, I think that I am preparing for that. Like, I'm trying to do more solo traveling and stuff because obviously, like, I've only traveled with my parents, but, like, I'm an adult now. But, like, California, New York, Washington, D.C., like, or, DMV, I feel like I hear so much about the DMV, I have to go, like, check it out. It makes sense. Like, everyone that I've talked to who's lived in Massachusetts their whole life doesn't want to stay, unless, you know, it's that incesty group of people.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I would stay in Mass, maybe, but, like, in a different town or something.
Yeah.
Like, I can't.
For
I wouldn't do
family,
Boston. I would not live in Boston for the life of me. But definitely somewhere else. Or I've talked about with my boyfriend, like maybe North Carolina or like maybe Florida, but that's iffy. Yeah. I don't know about all that. Especially where like I want to be a teacher. I don't know if I want to be a teacher.
Oh, true. That.
Yeah. So yeah, ideally I would move to Europe. Anywhere in Europe, get me out of the States. Mm-hmm. But I'm too broke for that. So.
What's it called? For family, I think Massachusetts is like, there's some places where it's all like, oh, like this gives like family vibes. Yeah. Like I would definitely want to live here, not in Quincy, to be clear. But
let's make that super clear. Never again. Once I get out of here, never coming back. No, for sure. And then I was thinking of Europe for a while, but then I was like, I don't like. There's certain things that, like, I don't really like about Europe, specifically because a lot of my family has moved there, and I don't want to deal with all that, but, like, and then I was thinking of, like, moving back to my hometown in Africa, but, like, the thing is, if I ever did that, I'd have to start a career here, because obviously the living wage there and the living wage here is drastically different. That's why my parents left, obviously, but, like, especially this time around going, like, I realized, like, I didn't realize when I was younger, obviously I was a child, but, like, I realize now that I'm older and I've, like, been through stuff and, like, specifically living in Quincy, like, it takes a lot out of you not to have family around you. Like, yeah, I don't have anyone around me to talk to. I didn't for a while have, like, even anyone, like, black around me. Like, there's, like, until, like, not even middle school, until, like, high school, I didn't really have many, like, my one friend was black, but she was the only black girl in my grade. Like, I feel like I really do need, like, and especially for my kids, too, I want them to have, like, a solid community. I feel like that's so really important. Like, growing up, I didn't realize it. Like, I didn't know that's what I was missing, and, like, that's why I was feeling so, like, isolated. But, like, it would be nice, like, on the weekends, be able to have someone your age and knows what you're going through to talk to. Like, when I'm talking to my cousins, not the same, like, they did not grow up in the same place, so they have such a better outlook on life. I'm just so cynical all the time because of how I grew up. Like, no, definitely.
People here are not, that's another thing. People in Boston are fucking assholes. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, who stuck a stick up your ass this morning? Like, why are all of you so mean? And it's not even, like, the good kind of mean where it's, like, merited. Like, especially traffic. Oh my god, I just hate.
Don't get me started on traffic, because yesterday me and my boyfriend went to Salem with a couple of our friends, and it literally took us more than an hour to get into Alston to pick them up, like, before we could even get to Salem.
Going to school in the morning should take me 15 minutes from here. Takes me 45 minutes to an hour. Why? For what reason?
God. Like, no, literally. And Cape traffic, on the Cape traffic in the summer, it's like traffic everywhere. It's just so overpopulated.
And they're so annoying about it too. Like, if we're all sitting in traffic, let me into the fucking lane. You're literally not going anywhere. Like, you're acting like I'm trying to hit your. My blinker's been on for about 30 minutes. Let me into the lane. Like, I've
been trying to calm down my road rage.
It's
so much.
It's so hard.
I used to be so much of a road rager like a year ago, and I'm just like, I need to not just ignore it, just be the bigger person, just walk away.
I cut it out of my vlogs, like, if I'm vlogging while I'm driving. I like start going off and I'm like,
the entire time it's just you going off about another car.
And I hate when they do the little, like, and they're like,
literally
throw up their hand and
oh my
like,
god. I had this happen to me the other day. I was driving home and there was a guy crossing the crosswalks. I'm like, I'm gonna stop because why would I not? And this guy honks at me because he's trying to turn, and he's just like, I'm like, well, do you not see the crosswalk?
And I was in, like, Rotary, and I clearly stopped. I stopped after the crosswalk, but I wasn't in the Rotary at all. Like, my car, you could literally, like, wasn't in the Rotary at all. The guy saw me, like, cross the line, I guess, and he was so far away, and he was still going around the Rotary, and that's why I stopped. And he threw his hand up, and I was like, I'm sorry, who are we talking to right now? I haven't even gotten close to your car, and you're... I literally can't stand it. Like, everyone here is so tied up.
No, definitely. And I think going back to the topic of, like, the way we grew up, my family has been changing so much. Like, you know me, I'm Brazilian and El Salvadorian. My parents are trying to wipe out my culture like nobody's business. I'm like, dude, what are you guys doing? Like, I hate to say it, but my house has become so whitewashed. And I'm like, guys, No.
Yeah.
I put on like a Hispanic song the other day in the car, and my dad was like, "Ew, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Dad."
Yeah.
So then he puts on 80's music. I'm like, "Okay, but like, what are you doing?" Oh my god, it drives me insane.
Yeah, and like I definitely understand. I mean, especially with like, it's like the culture in this country, like being adjacent to like whiteness, and like my parents definitely don't do that, but like when we were younger, obviously they had first come here, they had accents. Like my brother dealt with like his stuff because my parents had accents, they tried to put him in like ELL, even though that's the only language he only knows English. Like when he was younger, like when he come here, like when he was like 1 or 2, so he didn't know any language before he came here. But and I can understand what my parents are saying when they talk in a different language fluently. Like they rarely ever say something that I can't understand. Same with my cousins who live in America. But when we go back there, obviously, like it's apparent that we don't know like the language. Like we can't speak it. Like we're like no Sabo kids, but like African.
That's literally my brother.
But, like, it's so hard. Like, I've been trying to learn, but obviously, like, I didn't learn when I was younger. Like, a lot of kids that I know from Togo do know, and that's why, like, we get judged so hard because they know English, they know, like, our regular language, but it's, like, I never learned, and it's hard to pick it up now because it's not like there's classes, because it's not like a European language. They all learn French in school, but, like, they have their own language, which is, like, I don't want to have to learn. I did take French in high school, but I don't want to have to learn French to communicate with my family. Like, I want to speak the native language. Yeah. Like, I don't want to have to take classes for that. But, like, I'm not around anyone. Again, like, I don't have the access, like, my parents, obviously, but they're adults. I'm an adult. We work. Yeah. Like, I'm not around them all the time. Like, I'm not going to be able to pick up the language like that. Like, spending time in Africa this summer, because I was there for a month, it was, like, literally therapeutic, and that's going to be another podcast episode that I need to talk about, but it was literally therapy. Like, I literally stopped seeing my therapist. Like, I had a session right before we went, and I was like, yeah, I'll see you again. Never saw her again. I was like, bitch, I'm not doing this again.
You stopped seeing your therapist?
Yeah, because, like, therapy is just not for me. It's never really helped, and I think it's mostly because I deal with a lot of complex issues that, like, it's hard to, like, it's mostly having to deal with this town. Like, genuinely, the stuff that I went through growing up, like, when I tell people outside of Quincy the stuff I've been through, they literally, like, I think it's, like, normal everyday stuff. Like, I'm talking, like, how's the weather about it? And then they're all like, are you okay? And I'm like, I thought it was, but now I'm not sure the way you're reacting to what I'm saying.
No, definitely. Like, I've been in search of a therapist because I need one. Desperately.
No,
like,
she was nice.
No. Yeah, no, she was nice. But like, I haven't even like tried it yet, and I want to try it to see how it goes, because this city definitely just screwed with my head in so many ways, especially the people. Yeah. Especially the people. Like, I had a good friend group. My friend group in high school was amazing.
That was good for you.
They were awesome. I loved them. But like, outside people from our friend group, you know, I feel like in high school we always had to feel like, you know, we were up there, like we had to be popular. Like you had, like, you know, there was that one specific group of like all the popular.
No,
They thought they were the shit. You know, like, and it was just.
Especially my grade, the like quote unquote popular group, like they're fucking weird. Like, I can't sit here. Like, they're weird in the sense that, like, you guys do weird shit, and I'm so glad that I wasn't friends with you, because I'd probably be in fucking jail. Like, you guys are crazy, like, in ways that
like,
I can't.
they're nice. They would be nice to your face.
Yeah.
And then they would not.
Yeah. Like, they're very good at being, well, like, I can be friends with everyone, but I am gonna say the most horrendous, awful things about you afterwards, and it's like.
No, definitely, 100%. And that, like, if I could go back, I would be like, just stop caring what everybody thinks. Like, you don't have to be that. Like, literally just do your thing and just chill with the friends that you have.
I thought I was really flying under the radar in terms of, like, who knew me. Like, there's obviously, like, there was, like, what, like 1,000 people.
We had way too many people in us.
Yeah.
I
but,
think
like,
more than that.
I didn't think anyone really knew of me, especially, like, with having my older brother. Like, I didn't think that, like, I was, like, at the status. But, like, then I realized that I played a bunch of sports, and, like, I kept on, like, people were all, like, I would, like, see people out in public, like, after high school, like, with my friend, and my friend would be talking to them, and she'd be like, oh, do you know her? And they're like, oh, yeah, she was, like, around, and I was like, I feel like I wasn't around. Like, I don't know why people know me.
Because
like,
I also had that happen to me, too, where I was like, I don't do much, but how do you guys know me? Like, I had someone come into my job, like, a few years ago, and she was like, oh my god, hey, Lorena, and I'm like, hi, I don't know you.
Like, when people know my name, and I'm like,
I'm like, am I famous or something?
Yeah, no, I feel, like, good, like, you know me from YouTube, like, that's so fun, but no, it's like, I don't, and it's not in, like, ew, I don't want to, like, talk to you type of way, it's all, like, I really am scared at how many people know I exist.
No, same, like, with my social anxiety, I'm like, how do you know me?
Yes, like, and, like, I think it's weird because I do all these things in, like, social media, and, like, it's weird because, like, one time I was, like, not, like, being followed, like, in a store, but this girl had seen me wearing a shirt with her mom or whatever, and they started, like, I could feel them following me, and I was with my friends, and, I was getting scared, obviously, because, like, that could go differently, like, in this, like, area, like, someone following you in the store could go differently for me. So, I didn't know what was going on, and she was like, oh, I don't know where your shirt is from, like, where'd you get it? And I was like, oh, that's so cute. But, like, I'm realizing that if I do get more, like, popular in, like, the social media realm, like, people might come up to me and I don't know how to do it.
You're gonna have to do it. I don't know how you're gonna do it.
Because I'm not, like, good at, like, interacting socially. Like, it's just not, it's not my strong suit.
Same.
It's
I go to a party, and I'm just, like, in the corner, I'm like, hello.
Like, I have, like, and this is bad, like, it's not bad, per se. It's not like I have to be inebriated to be social.
Yeah.
But it's definitely gonna help because I am cynical. I just don't trust people. I have a lot of problems, but I just don't like people most of the time. Like, I do have to get to know you, and being drunk changes that. Because I don't have to get to know you.
When I'm drunk, I'm, like, a social butterfly.
I'm so friendly. Like, you can come up to talk to me, and I won't say a thing, but piss me off when I'm drunk, and you'll see.
No, definitely.
Because
Like,
I do get angry.
with, like, the whole trust thing with, like, people, I just don't either.
Yeah.
I feel like high school taught me so much to, like, not trust people.
Yeah. It was middle school for me. Like, I did not trust anyone after middle school.
I peaked in middle school, so.
Like,
I peaked in middle school. I was, like, the talk of the town. I was like, yeah. Like, do you remember those dances that we would all go to? Like, the skeleton dances?
Wait. I think I remember that, low-key.
Yep.
I never went to those, but I did know people who did go. I never wanted to be in those spaces. Like, same thing with, like, the queues and the mount. Like, I never wanted to be in those spaces.
I've only been to, like, one mount.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because, like, once I hit, like, my sophomore, maybe junior year, I was, like, I just became so, like, closed off. And, like, I don't want to deal with people anymore.
Like, I really just didn't, like, especially, I just don't socialize with people in our town like that. Like, I just don't like them. And I say it a lot, and I'll say it with my full chest. Like, people who know I like them, know I like them. Like, I'm not gonna, like, stop saying it. Because, like, I know, like, for a fact that if I didn't grow up in this town, I would have turned out so much differently. I can't do anything about it now, but, like, I know for a fact that the stuff that I went through, specifically in middle school was the period of time that ruined my life, because you know the two neighborhoods that I live next to that went to my middle school, but their parents raised them wrong. Like, that school was so bad, and, like, the thing with, like, them is, like, they were open about it. They were very public with how they felt about everything. And, like, even with microaggressions, I'm not allowed to say anything about, like, stuff that I, like, face, because then I'm, like, doing too much, or I'm, like, reading into shit.
No, for sure.
I always have to wait for someone who, like, is outside to, like, say something about the situation, like, in high school. And I don't mean to drag this up, because she's a nice girl. I like her. We were friends then, and, like, I like her now. So, I'm not going to say her name, but, like, people know the story, so I apologize. But, we were at lunch one day, and I had taken out my braids, and I had glasses on because I wear glasses. And she had said something to me while we were in a group of white people, because obviously we go to school with white people. And she said, Mary Jo, you look like Rosa Parks without your braids in. And she meant it as a compliment, but I just sat there, because I always sit there and take the microaggressions that come.
Right.
You know, but I have to.
Because, like, you can't really say anything.
Otherwise, I'm an angry black woman, which I am, but, like, rightfully so. Like, anyways.
That's just not something.
But then the white girl sitting next to her was like, you can't say that. And then she was like, what? It was a compliment. And then it kind of got blown out of proportion because more people heard that she had said that, and then she had to, like, make an apology. She didn't really, but I don't care. We're cool now. But, like, I explained it to her. It is what it is. But, like, the thing is, with that specific comment, it's like, she didn't realize it was racist. Like, other people might have, but had I said something, it would have been, like, a whole big deal. But, like, there's so many things that I face that like, because they're not being taught what they're doing is wrong, they think it's okay to say. And that's why, like, growing up here was so much different. Like,
no, seriously, growing up in the city, it's just such a pain in the ass because I feel like majority of the people that were raised here, whose grandparents lived here, parents lived here, and so on, like you said, they were raised wrong. Like, they were taught, like, oh, say whatever you want, it's okay. And because they're right. Like, it's just how it is. Like, it's not, like, the same topic as you, because obviously I can't relate as much as you can. Like, one time in one of my English classes, there was this one boy, you probably do know him, because everybody knows him, and he sat right next to me, and he would turn around and be like, what's up, slut? Like, trying to flirt with me by, like, calling me all these derogatory terms, and I'm like, can you not? Like, can't you tell that I'm uncomfortable? And I was just too afraid to, like, say something. I was like, it's whatever. Like, just take it and just move on. Like, just, it's okay.
the culture, like, in this town, too, like, I didn't think anything of it, because I was talking with, like, girls, like, in high school, like, in your grade, actually, and, we were talking about, like, 13 Reasons Why, and I was like, oh, it's so unrealistic, like, we don't have a bunch of, like, our words walking around, and they were like, and I was like, what do you mean, you know of people in our school that do that, and you don't, like, call that shit out? Like, why do you guys, like, why is it just, like, so complacent? Like, I understand for a certain aspect, but it's all, like, you guys are actively friends with these people.
Literally.
Like, that's the thing about the pocket group. They'll stay friends with people that they think are shit.
They don't care.
Like, I'll talk to them, like, outside of their, like, big group, and then
Yeah.
some of them will be like, oh, yeah, they're crazy. Like, I don't really like them that much. Like, I'm trying to hang out with more of my college friends. And it's like, but you still hang out with
and
them.
yeah, and there's so much more I could say, but I just can't. No, I'm not going to stir up drama that doesn't need to be stirred up.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm, like, not friends with them. I never was. I don't want to be.
Like, once I leave, I'm never going to think about them again.
Yeah.
So, like, it's why I don't leave my house. Like, it
Same.
really is. Like,
Same. There's just no need for it.
Like, I like staying home. Like, I need to be in this bubble because, like, this town, it drains you. It really does. Like, I can't do it anymore.
100%. I'm happy where I'm at. You know, my boyfriend isn't from here, so great. I don't need him to be from here. So he comes from a town. My boyfriend's also white, by the way. Love him though. So sweet. But I've definitely become more whitewashed because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm trying to bring back my culture and be more Latina, be more Brazilian. Bring it. Give me all of it. But, you know, it's really nice, too. I mean, he's not from here. He didn't grow up in a very diverse town either. Mm-hmm. So he's really trying. He got Duolingo, and he's learning Portuguese. So I'm so excited.
So
he wants
cute.
to surprise my mom so they can talk in Portuguese. He loves our food. He loves it. He loves our music. So it's so nice to see someone trying.
Yes.
Because people in this town just wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no, they would never. And that's my thing. Like, I say that, like, I would never, like, like, I would never date a white man. I'm gonna say that right now.
They're
where I'm
not
at.
bad. They're not
But
bad.
specifically because of the people that I met at this time. Because from elementary school till, like, middle school, all white boy crushes, obviously, because, like, that's all that's there.
Yeah.
But, like, they were all violently, every single one of my crushes was violently racist. Like, I don't know, like, I couldn't see it then, but I see it now, and I'm all like, oh.
Or they were very discreet about it. Like, they would come off as, like, not, but as soon as you got to know them.
And then, like, after I graduated high school, the same bitch, because
or
that was
their families
yeah.
were, and they were just not, but their families were totally.
But, like, after we graduated high school, it was, like, an influx, and I will stand by this, but, like, I say that I've had a glow up, haven't. I've looked the same since I was 5. Like, y'all are just treating me different because of confidence and all that shit. But, like, I've looked the same. And I know that because, bitches, the second we graduated, suddenly my DMs were flooded with all these white men who didn't want to talk to me before. And it's all like, don't, you wouldn't even look in my direction in high school. So don't be playing that shit now.
No,
like,
for sure.
It's, like, ridiculous.
Babe, I love you so much. I started to my white boyfriend because, you know, my mom has always grown up telling me, she's like, whatever you do, don't date a Brazilian man. And then my dad was like, whatever you do, don't date a Latino man. I've tried, but they just weren't for me. They're just too...
I think that with dating, like, specifically with that, I wouldn't date a white man, but if I did, it'd have to be in the same grade as, like, you. Like, he'd have to be, like, wanting to... And that's the thing,
want
like,
to try, put in the effort, you know?
Every time I think of, like, those... Because I see a lot of interracial couples on TikTok, and it's always, like a white boy braiding his girlfriend's hair, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute.
That is so cute.
But, like, let's just be real. That's not happening. That's fairy tale shit. So.
There are some white men out there that will try.
Yeah.
There are some.
But
we also don't need to just resort to that. There's obviously plenty of other fish in the sea.
And, like, I'm telling you, after I stopped, like, only going for, or, like, only liking white men, my pool got significantly hotter. Like, when I used to, like, when I used to like only white men, they were very bottom of the barrel and, like, really gross.
Well, welcome to Quincy.
Yeah. But then I started liking men of color, and they were really hot. Like, I started, like, aiming for people within my same, like, level. Like, the guys that I liked before were not on the same level as me, and I don't know why I thought that they were higher than me in any way. No. Like,
I feel like, too, like, once you get out of high school, it's like you're more open to, like, a bigger group of people, because you get out of the city and you get to go see the other towns around and see what's going on.
And we're, like, dating adults now. Like,
yeah,
not boys.
adults.
But, like, also, like, I like guys who are younger than me, but even guys that are older, they act so much younger, in my opinion. Like, a lot of guys, specifically my brother's grade, they act very young. Like, they act as if they're 18 in the way that they make decisions, and it's all like, you're about to be, like, I mean, they're not about to be 30, but in my head, once you're 25, you're basically 30, so. But, like, you're about to be a grown-ass person. You're still acting like this. Like, we're not in high school anymore. You need to, like, start, like, living your life.
Know.
Because the guys are so much far behind, like, the girls. Like, I feel like the girls that we, like, graduated with and stuff, they're smarter in terms of, like.
Sure.
Yeah, like, the guys just, like, continuously, like, do stuff, like, half, like, they're not thinking. And it irks me so much because I can't date someone like that. Like, and I said this last year, but I'm waiting until I'm 21 before I start actually dating because, like, I want to, like, find myself because I know that, like, the last few times that I've tried to, like, even get into, like, the talking stage or whatever, it's been bad for me in terms of, like, I'm not secure in what I am. Like, I say that, like, I'm very much confident. Like, if you saw me in middle school versus now, I'm very much more confident. Like, and I am grateful for that. But I'm definitely not where I want to be. Like, I'm still doing the healing thing, and I don't want someone to ruin that for me. So I'm definitely, like, anything that comes near me, like, I just shut it down immediately. Like, I can't. Yeah. I understand that might be bad. Like, my cousin's always talking, like, what if you meet the love of your life during this time? No.
He's gotta wait.
If it was meant to be.
He'll come back.
Like, really? Because I can't do this anymore. Like, I really need to be healed before I get into a relationship.
You gotta love yourself before you can love somebody else.
It really is
totally
that.
Valid. Like, no, totally same. Like, I'm in that same position where I'm trying to work on myself, but also work on a relationship at the same time. And it's not easy. It's not an easy task because you gotta give yourself the attention and you gotta give them the attention. And it's not an easy thing to do. That's why I need a therapist.
What's it called? Right now, the first thing is me, like, healing myself. Then it's my friendships because I do lack in the friendship department in terms of, like, how much I'm checking in with my friends, how much they're checking in with me, and making solid friendships. I have maybe, like, 1 or 2 solid friendships right now.
Yeah.
That aren't my family members. Like, a lot of my friends are just family, and, like, it's not necessarily sad. I like them. Like, I would still be friends with them if they weren't related to me, but, like, I think it's weird that I don't have any friends that aren't, like, related to me, and I think that I need to, like, branch out and start making, like, solid friendships because, like, me and my cousin, we're planning my wedding right now.
Aww.
Yeah, and currently I don't have the number of bridesmaids that I would like. I only have 2. But, like, it was, like, weird to me. I was like, why don't I have, because, one, I can't do male friendships anymore. Like, I've tried.
Yeah, those never work out.
Yeah, no.
Because then they'll be friends, and then they're like, yo, you trying to hook up? And
it's like,
no,
ugh,
I
no.
thought we're friends.
Like,
what is going on?
Yeah, and it's like, I get it, I'm so gorgeous, but, like, why can't you just be friends with me? Like, I just, like, it's either that, or, like, they're too manny, and they, like, say weird things, and so, like, they're, like, talking about women in a weird way, and, like, what's it called? I understand it to a certain extent, like, whatever, but, like, it's like, like, when I'm talking to men and they say something that reminds me that they're a man and they don't understand, like, problems women go through, I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, physically I get, like, ill when I'm speaking to a man and they remind me that they're a man. I'm like, damn it.
And I feel like men, when you're friends with them, they just say what you want to hear. they don't actually care.
Yeah.
They just want to get in your pants. That's all they want.
It's so annoying. Like, I can't do it anymore. Like,
No,
but I definitely think that, like, as we get older, it'll be easier. But, like, they're just too immature for me. Like, I can't.
No, definitely. I mean, I don't have any friends. And sometimes, you know, it does make me sad, but sometimes I'm like, oh, thank God. But, like, same with, like, family. I mean, they're okay. I don't hate my family. I love my family. But we're just, I don't trust a lot of them. I can't get close to them. Like, we talk here and there, you know. We go to concerts together. It's fun. But it's just like a hi, bye, how are you? Like, that's it. And, like, with friends, I would say I have one solid friendship. Love her to death. She's so sweet. She always calls to check up. And I always call to check up. Which is crazy, because we reconnected probably, like, a year ago, because she started dating one of my boyfriend's friends. And we showed up to a party together. We're like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And then we got kind of close. But that's also, too, like, I don't go out. Mm-hmm. I don't hang out with people.
Yeah.
I don't choose to talk to people.
And the thing is, it was, like, the thing that breaks me here is, like, losing friends. Like, that's what brought me to the place that I'm at. Like, and I'm not, like, losing friends because I'm a shit person. Let's just be clear on that. It's, like, they, like, usually it's their fault, but, like, also, like, losing so many friends, you get, like, closed off to the idea of doing it again. Like, it's the same thing with, like, relationships. I feel like the whole healing thing is, like, I know that whatever relationship I get into next, it might end. Yeah. It's not, like, end-all, be-all. And I don't want to go through that again because I know how I am when relationships do end, and I know how I am when friendships end. Like, the podcast was supposed to start with 2 other people, but I haven't talked to either of the people that I'm starting the podcast with since January. So, like, it's, like, I'm not friends with them. I would never talk to them. But there was a period of time where we were hanging out every day for 4 months. So it's, like, losing that bond, even though it wasn't, like, a very strong bond, obviously, because we don't talk. Yeah. But, like, it was, like, rough. Like, that's why this took so long to get started, because, like, not only did I lose the podcast, per se, like, at that time, but it was also, like, I lost 2 friends. Like, I genuinely thought of both of them as friends. And I went from talking to them every day to not being able to speak to either of them at all for months, and it's, like, it hurts. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here and act like it doesn't, but, like, I also would not want... I wouldn't want one of them back into my life ever again. Like, I just... I can't do that again, and that wasn't the first time that we had a falling out, so I'm just never gonna do it again, but... I mean...
No, I've had the same problem, too. Like, I've lost so many friends throughout my lifetime that goes back to, like, the trust thing, too. It's, like, I know... Well, I have a feeling of what's gonna happen. Like, we'll be friends for a while, and then we'll stop talking, or something will happen where we'll stop talking. I had a best friend since, like, elementary school, and something happened in high school. We haven't gotten close again after that. And she was, like, my best friend. Yeah. My best friend. And then I had another friend. We got super close. We were all close for a while. We had, like, a huge friend group. We all fell off again. It was always drama. Yeah. And that, like, goes with, like, being a girl's girl thing. It's, like, a lot of them were like, oh, I just want to hang out with the guys. Like, oh, I have a boyfriend. Like, I gotta do this. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be like, I didn't do that, too. Like, I got a boyfriend. I stopped talking to people. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people do that, but... It just comes back to the whole trust thing, man. Like I don't want to get close to people because they're just gonna leave. I've
only had one big friendship falling out. Well, no, I've had multiple, like, big friendship falling outs in terms of they ended in a fight, but there was one that ended not in a fight, just, like, we stopped hanging around each other, and it was, like, really hard because she was my best friend throughout all of middle school, and then, like, the thing with that, she did stuff to me, like, she was racist, but after the fact of me not being friends with her, a lot of my friends stayed friends with her, so she was still within, like, my life, and then, like, she kind of dropped off, and now everyone hates her because of whatever reason. I'm not gonna talk about it because it's, like, a lot, but, and it's weird to, like, think about, like, having people in your life one day, and then the next they're gone. Like, it's very hard for me to, like, make connections, knowing that, like, nothing's guaranteed, like, not even, like, family sometimes, like, it's weird for me because I don't have any, like, solid people in my life who have always been there for me, like, throughout everything. And it's, like, it's sad, but it's also, like, if they were meant to be in my life, they would have stayed, you know? Yeah. Like, I should be grateful that they're not in my life causing me pain. Like, is it sad that I don't have anyone right there, like, all the time? Sure, but, like, wait, no, that's not true. I have my cousin. I love you, Leticia. But, like, she doesn't live here, obviously, but, like, we talk every day. So, like, she's literally my best friend right now.
No, I totally feel that. Like, friendships are hard. Yeah. Relationships are so hard.
Yes.
There's so much effort you have to put into it for it
Yeah.
to work out. And a lot of people just can't do that.
Yeah, and now that we're older, it's even harder because, like, we all have our own separate lives, too. Like,
people just want to party all day. And I feel like in college it's been so hard to make friends, too, because I go to school, go home, or go to work, or I hang out with my boyfriend. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
And we go to class and we just sit there. We don't talk to anybody. Like, I don't talk to anyone.
There's only, like, one of my classes that I, like, talk and we all talk to each other, and that's, like, just the structure of the class. Like, we all, like, are, like, friendly with each other. And then I joined one club at school because I keep on saying things, and it's like, you gotta do stuff on campus. So I joined a club at school, and I do like it. Like, it's fun. Like, I do enjoy the girls out there. We're not really close, but I think we all want to get close. Like, it's just, like, the fact that we're all, like, like, we're all in college, like, we all have our own lives. Like, it's weird to be, like, making friends the way you did in, like, kindergarten.
I know, because you were forced to be in a classroom with them every single day for, like, 365 days of the year, and it was just so much easier to talk to people. Like, now in college, it's like, you don't...
Because everyone has their group already.
Yeah. Like, either they're friends from high school who chose to go to the same college, or they live in their dorms, and I would not want to live in a dorm, ever. No thanks. I'm happy where I'm at. I'll stay where I'm at. Even if that means I won't be making any friends, I'm totally okay with it.
My friend, I visit her sometimes at our school, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I literally can't, like... The showers, the people all the time, they're like...
I'm not sharing a shower in a bathroom with other people. I'm not doing it.
Because they were nasty, too, and it was the girls' bathroom, and I was like, who raised you guys?
I can do it with my family, but I'm not doing it with strangers.
I can barely do it with my family. Like...
No, same. I have to use the downstairs basement bathroom, because I'm not gonna... I can't.
I think that, I want to hit this, and then we can hit, like, advice for our younger self, but, I think that, like, I saw this TikTok, like, a while back, but it was, like, 20s used to be about, like, having fun. Like, you used to be, like, your 20s are, like, for having fun and going out, partying, all this stuff. Your entire 20s, mind you. And, like, that's the same thing with friends. Like, they're all in their 20s, like, in that show, and, like, they all grow up, and then when the season ends, or, like, when the series ends, like, they're all 30, and they get, like, their families and their full careers. Like, they're not, like, struggling anymore. Yeah. And it's, like, it's not the same anymore.
It's
like,
not that simple.
You used to, like, think that, like, an 18-year-old living at home with their parents was a bum, and now, like, people are living with their parents until they're, like, 30.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Like, I don't understand why people don't see a problem with this. I feel like our generation does. Like, I think that, like, when we're talking, like, in politics or whatever, like, it's not, like, red and blue for, like, our generation. Like, I think that, like, you can be on one side or the other, but we understand that certain issues we're all facing. Like, I think that we're more similar than we'd like to think. Like, I think the older generations are more separated, but, like, we're all facing this, like, problem of, like, we can't afford to live, and that's an issue. Like, I don't understand why that's not, like, a bigger issue that is talked about. Like, I should be able to work a 9 to 5 throughout the week and be able to pay my bills at the end of it and not be stressed out. Like, I don't understand, like, why that's not the norm. Like, I shouldn't have to work 2 jobs. I shouldn't have to live with a roommate. I shouldn't have to do all these extra things. Like, the amount of times that I've genuinely considered, like, I'm, like, on the precipice. Because, like, if I didn't have any, like, grievances about, like, people judging me, OnlyFans would be the way to go, because I'm so stressed out. Because I can't, like, I see, and there's a lot of people in my grade who do it.
Oh,
but, like,
I know. I know.
But, like, I want that kind of money. Like, I just want it now. Like, I just want to be stress-free.
I know, they're, like, over here throwing money in the air, having the best time of their lives. I'm like, period, as you should. Like,
and I'm, like, jealous of them. Like, I'm not, like, I genuinely, like, I don't understand judging people who do OnlyFans. Me, personally, I don't judge them. I don't think
it's a problem, because
I don't.
If I were in a position where I could, I would, but I can't. I work with children.
That's my thing. Like, there's gonna be a day where I, like, maybe have children. Mom, what did you do in your 20s?
I know. Oh my god, that'd be so awkward.
Like,
you're like,
Kim Kardashian was, like, literally crying about, like, her sex tape and how, like, her children were gonna find out about it one day, and I was like, no, that is fucked up. Like, what, like, I can't imagine
And I
that.
think that was all calculated. She definitely did that. Like, she wanted that to leak.
Well, I think her mom did that, but...
Yeah. No, her mom definitely. Her mom was like, let's do it. Let's get it on.
But, like, also, that's the thing, too. I think that one day, like, I'm putting it out there now. One day I'm gonna be famous. Like, I
there
just...
you go. I believe in you.
Like,
100%.
well, I don't know what it's gonna be in right now, but I know that one day I'm gonna be famous.
This pod is gonna blow up. It will, I'm telling you.
But, like, thinking about, like, I would never make a tape like that. Like, so many famous people have that leak, and it's like...
I wouldn't either.
See, the thing is, if I didn't think I was gonna get famous, maybe if I found the right person and, like, we were in a relationship and I was like, wouldn't that be fun? No, but I just couldn't do it. Like, a sex tape is just too much. Like, or at least when I'm famous. Like, I could definitely do one if I wasn't. But, okay, we're closing out the episode, but we wanted to say stuff to our younger selves about, like, our 20s. Because now that we have the perspective, I feel like I just have so much more to say that, like, obviously when I was younger, I didn't realize everything what was going around me. Like, if I had, like, older me standing there watching me, like, I think it would be better. I thought, wait, hold up. Little sidetrack moment. But I genuinely thought when I was, like, 8 years old that I met my future self when I was gonna be 21. Like, I met this black girl, and she had, like, piercings, and her birthday was July 4th. And in my head, like, in my fucked up little head, I was like, this is me from the future, and she's come to warn me. Like, I genuinely, the one thing that she had like a piercing right here that she would, like, as a trick, she would suck in and out. She was like, she, like, did this, like, program with us. She was, like, our, like, counselor for the program. And I was like, I don't ever want that piercing. And I was like, she just ruined the timeline because I was gonna get that piercing, but now I won't. Like, I genuinely thought it was her. But if I did have my 20-year-old self, like, standing there guiding me, like, one, I was a very confident child. Like, that's the thing. In elementary school, I was extremely confident. I'm very shy, and, like, I have social anxiety, but, like, there's videos of me, like, from when I was younger that I filmed by myself because I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. You know, I've always been an influencer. But, like, I would pretend to make these YouTube videos, and, like, literally the videos would just be me with a camera going, I'm so beautiful, I'm so pretty. But, like, I didn't have, like, any, like, animosity towards myself until middle school, and I think that I would just, like, tell her to keep being herself, because I used to do this thing, and it was after 6th grade was the change for me, because that's when I got into that friend group. But, like, I used to be quirky, I used to have my own personality, I'm still funny. Let's not do too much, but, I used to be way funnier. I mean, I didn't care what people thought of me in elementary school. Like, I would do stuff, and, like, yeah, obviously I had days where I wasn't as confident, everybody has that. But, like, I would go through life as if, like, nothing was wrong. And then I lost that, and I'm trying to gain that back. Like, I've been trying to gain that back since middle school ended. But I think that's what I would tell my younger self. Like, you are better than everyone else one. So, like, I don't know why you lost that, but you need to bring that back, because everything that makes you, like, you is unique, and no one else is doing it like you're doing it. Like, I do miss her, and, like, she did some things, like, that I didn't like, obviously. Like, she didn't realize that people were being racist to her, and that she was friends with these people. Yeah. And, like, she thought these people were her family. But other than that, like, she was doing everything right. She was confident in herself. And I think that confidence is really, like, key. Like, I think that, like,
no, for sure,
confidence is gonna, like, get you through life. Because ever since I got more confident, like, I do stuff... Like, I'm trying to, like, work on the shyness and the social anxiety, but I do stuff on my own. I do, like, a bunch of things to, like, counteract that, because I know that I can't keep on living in this, like, little bubble. But, like, the more confident I get, the more I feel more secure in myself, the better I look, too. Yeah. Like, I just, like, yeah. I feel better about myself when I'm confident. So that's the one thing that I would tell my younger self. Like, confidence is truly key, and she had it, she lost it, she needs to find that again.
No, same. Like, I would tell myself to keep up the confidence too, because I was a very confident 11, 12, 13-year-old, and now it's just, like, not the same case. Mm-hmm. So I would say just keep it up, like, keep staying confident, be yourself. Don't worry about, like, wanting to be like everybody else, because you're not. Like, you're not. Just be yourself.
You're so much better.
Literally. And stop being so boy crazy. I was a boy crazy young girl.
Yeah.
Like, and you'll find your one when you turn 18. Like, you already did. You found the one. So stop being so boy crazy. Like, it's not necessary. Yeah. Just focus on yourself and your family, and it'll all work out.
Yeah.
It'll work out.
It really will. Like, that's what I try to tell myself now, too. Like, whenever things are going bad, like me losing my car, which, like, don't even get me started on that, because I'll cry. But, like, I'm all like, something better is coming down the line. Like, I'm not even gonna, like, remember this the way it is, like, in the future. Like, I truly do believe, like, I have to put it out there. I'm really big on manifesting, but, like, I truly believe that I'm gonna be successful. I say it all the time. Like, I'm successful and I'm confident and I love myself. Like, I tell myself affirmations because I truly do believe that, like, manifesting all this shit, like, we're not going to get into my manifesting powers because sometimes they're negative and I've been trying to steer away from that. Sometimes I'd be manifesting against people, so don't get on my bad side. But when I'm manifesting for myself, I tell myself that I'm successful all the time, even though I don't know what I'm, like, doing right now. Like, I need to, like, have that confidence now because I know down the line it's going to change. Like, I have to have that confidence in myself that things are going to get better. I'm not always going to be living in this, like, the world that we're living in now. Like, I have to believe that it'll get better, or else I'll just be sad all the time. I am sad all the time, but I'll be more sad.
I feel your pain.
Like,
I feel your pain. Like, when we were younger, it's just, life was just so much easier.
It's like rose-colored glasses, really. Like, it was so nice when we were younger, but now, looking back, I realized that maybe it wasn't so nice. Maybe I wasn't seeing everything.
We were just oblivious to everything around us, and we didn't realize how messed up everything actually is, but...
Hopefully, like, I have to hope that, like, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to be famous, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to meet the love of my life, and I'm going to have a great life outside of Quincy. And everything's just going to work out in my favor. Like, I can't really see it not working out in my favor like I used to. That's where most of my anxiety comes from. But, like, I used to be all like, oh my god, I'm gonna end up homeless and, like, die on the street alone. But, like, it's whatever.
It's
now,
okay.
like...
It'll work out in the end.
Yeah.
Like, we still got so many years ahead of us. We'll get there.
That's the thing, too.
We don't need to be married or have that, you know, that specific lifestyle that everybody wants to have by the time we're 30. Like, it'll be fine. We don't need that American dream. Let's make our own dream.
We'll make our own dream. I think that's a good place to end it. Yeah. So, you can follow the podcast at Sidetrack'd Podcast on all social media. And you can follow me at Mary Jo Jessica on Instagram and at maryjo.jessica on TikTok. And where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Lorena X Martinez.
That has been Sidetrack'd. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.